Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Uchu Sentai Kyuranger review. Today we'll be taking a look at Deluxe Ryu Teio. Now there are two ways to buy Ryu Teio. You can buy them individually, like I did here, or you could buy them in a box set. The individual releases had Sasori Voyager, released in February 2017 for 2,200 yen. The Koguma Voyager and Oguma Voyager set released in April for 2,200 yen. The Ryu Voyager released in April for 3,500 yen. Or you could buy a set with all three for 7,800 yen, which was also released in April 2017. So there's a lot to unpack here. Let's take a look. Here we have the Sasori Voyager. This is Q Voyager 02, belonging to SasoriOrange, aka Stinger, who hails from the Scorpio galaxy, which is why he's got a scorpion. And that's the whole concept behind the Q Voyager. I think it's really neat. And what's really cool is the way it moves in the shows. It's very fast, very quick, has a poison tail. This one did get a lot of action outside of being part of a combination, which I thought was really awesome. Naturally, he is a bright orange color, just like SasoriOrange's suit. And you can see that they did some nice paint detailing. Again, it's the asymmetrical paint detail I don't get. Like, there's white here, but not here. There's yellow here, and there's brown here. It's very strange. But at least the tail is consistent, and you do get some articulation range in this, as it does move, as well as pivot here and there, which allows it to move in all kinds of different ways. I kind of like to keep it up like this, where it's stinging. The cockpit area back here is Tama 02. So if you are looking for Stinger's Tama, this is the way to get it. Also, it's an orange bottom, so consistency is once again thrown out the window. But overall, the Sasori Voyager is really cool on its own. For its transformation, it's pretty simple. To turn it to an arm, you basically do this. So this is the left arm configuration. This is the this is the left arm, right arm. You also turn it into a leg here, which I kind of like to position it like that. So you got left leg, right leg, all that fun stuff. It is a really good Q Voyager, in that it can become an arm or a leg. Next up, we have the massive Ryu Voyager, which is Q Voyager number 10. This guy is gigantic. He is 265 millimeters long. He is nearly 2 feet in length, if not fully 2. I think he is about full 2 feet. Him long is about as tall as the Power Rangers movie Megazord is. So this is kind of insane. He does have 3 wheels that allow him to roll. 1 big wheel here and 2 smaller ones up here. So he does roll really nice. The head up here is pretty cool because you do have the helmet piece, which does remove. You do have a fully molded dragon head under there, which is nice. And then you can also open up the mouth, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. It doesn't have much articulation. These parts here do twist for transformation, which can be tricky to do. But all that does is make him look kind of... I mean, I guess you can have him kind of on a curve that way. He still rolls, so that's neat. But yeah, not much articulation. I think that was just for the stability of the overall robot mode. And yeah, he's just absolutely massive. I do wish Bandai did do something better than just flip this part up and flip this part up, because that box is still that big, and that still was killer on the shipping. For that reason, I would recommend picking up the gift set if you did not already buy the Sasori Voyager. Now, he does have Tama number 10, which is the Ryu Tama, which we'll take a look at. A little bit different from the other ones. We'll take a look at that later, but it does fit here, which I think is a really neat spot. It's different than the other Tama, but there is some downsides, which we'll take a look at later. But let's move on. We still got other Voyagers to do. Our last Voyager that we're going to take a look at today is the Kuma Voyager, which is Q Voyager number 11, belonging to Koguma SkyBlue. Now, Koguma SkyBlue specifically is based on the Ursa Minor constellation, but also has the powers of the Ursa Major constellation. In order to accommodate for this, this is a combo Voyager, so it's Kuma, which means bear, which actually is 2 Voyagers in one. The larger side is the Oguma Voyager, and this is the Koguma Voyager. So you actually got two separate mecha within this, which I think is really cool. And he is the same price as the others, which is awesome. As you can see here, it is quite a bit larger than Stinger's, as he's about the average size, and the Oguma is very large for the auxiliary Q Voyager line. Koguma, we'll start with him. The Koguma Voyager is really cool. I think he's neat. He's got very little paint, but that's okay, because that is show accurate. His neck can look up, so he's got that. And he does have a wheel, which makes him roll pretty decently. What's nice is there's a little kickstand, so he can just kind of float back, since he wouldn't be able to work just off one wheel. Then we have the Oguma Voyager here. Once again, looks really nice. There is that asymmetrical paint design, once again, which is very strange. But you can see the head there, the mouth opens up, which is pretty nice. The mouth guard is there as well. You can see on the back, we got the Tama number 11, which is the Koguma Tama, because Koguma SkyBlue is the main pilot of this. And there is no Oguma SkyBlue as a ranger. This guy also has 4 big old tires, which means he's really, really a chunky robot that rolls really nicely. You can click this down, and he can look down for whatever reason, and you also click up, but that's mostly for the leg combo. The Koguma Voyager just kind of tabs in here, which is pretty much all there is to it. It just kind of tabs in, you can pull it out. It kind of helps, I think, if you're launching the Koguma Voyager to do that. But it's up to you. What's cool is he does become 2 different limb modes. So first of all, for the arm mode, you want to fold these up, fold that down, fold this up. So you got left arm, or right arm, left arm, same combo. For the leg part, it's pretty interesting, because you have to remove Koguma, flip up his head here, set it like that, and for which side leg you're doing, so you either got your left leg or your right leg. You do need to clip them in, peg them in. So it clips to the side, which I think is neat. That works pretty well. Overall, I gotta say that I really do like the Kuma Voyager. I think it's a neat set. I love the added functionality of having the little bear as well. And I'm glad it wasn't spring-loaded like was once speculated based on images, because I think it being manual works out so much better. Now that we've looked at each individual Voyager, let's combine them to form the mighty Ryu Teio. He is a dragon, but with style. He is Ryu Teio. Now, Ryu Teio is a very unique mecha for Kyuranger in that it does not use 5 Q Voyagers. It only uses 3. As you can see, it's just Ryu, the Kuma Voyager, and the Sasori Voyager. It's really cool, and it gives it a lot of distinction when compared to Kyuranger. However, is it better than Kyuranger? Is it about the same? Let's find out. One big complaint I have is the helmet. I get what they're going with. I like the idea of the dragon helmet becoming the helmet of the mecha. The problem with this is the head is way too small, and I just can't get into it. It looks like this helmet is massive. It doesn't help that this part covers so much of the head. I think if this had tabbed in farther, like a little higher up here, right about there instead, I think it would look great. But because it tabs in down here, it's really hard to see his face in a lot of ways because the shadow covers it. Also interesting to note, it does actually have the jaw just back here, which means laying this guy down would be a bad idea because it might bend that jaw slightly. But there is that. That being said, Ryu Voyager makes a very nice torso. Other complaints I do have, I wish these pegs folded away or were a different color than being bright orange does not look good. It just doesn't. And the feet don't bother me. They're asymmetrical, but it works. This is the tail, that's the head. Really cool. Now, also taking a look here, I love the spiked shoulders. I do like how Sasori is a very good arm, and I do like how Koguma and Oguma make a nice arm as well. The one last thing that I do want to talk about with this guy is problematic is because of the way it's clipped in only at the top and not at the bottom. This Q-Tama is very floppy and comes out pretty easy. There's nothing to clip into these bottom clips. It's only the top clip there. And it's a double clip instead of a single clip like these. So it makes it a little tricky. These just kind of go in. This one's a little loose. And personally, I would have liked it if the transformation didn't require moving the Tama, but that's really not a big deal. Overall, Ryu Teio is actually a really solid mecha. The only downsides really are some strange designs of the helmet and the clip on the chest, and the lack of electronics. I think that it would have been cool if he had a light system, but due to the transformation, I don't think it would have been possible. Plus, it did help keep his costs down. Ryu Voyager was less than $40 before shipping, which is good because the shipping was like another $40. So I would recommend trying to get this guy as a box set, as it may be cheaper to ship, but if you already had the Sasori Voyager, you might want to get just the single packs. It may save you more in the long run. However, that's all that Ryu Teio can do on its own, but it's not all it can do in general. Let's do the combination with Kyuranger. So taking in Kyuranger here, who has the fancy cockpit set Tama in place, these two actually combine. And what's interesting is that these two combine but leave out Tenbin, Hibetsukai, and Washi. So if that bothers you, I understand. I kind of wish they would have incorporated them somehow. But those three aren't used for this combo, but everybody else is. So without further ado, let's put together RyuTeiOh Kyuranger. Here we have RyuTeiOh Kyuranger. This is the super combo for Kyuranger, and it's really cool. It does incorporate 8 of the 11 Kyurangers, so pretty good overall. I will say this much, the combo looks very messy in the show. It's just got this giant backpack that's waddling around, and it just seems very strange. And the toy is just a little bit better. I think its chunkiness helps with that. Now, looking at things, no, the lights do not suddenly magically go from Sasori Voyager into Ryu to light that all up. You're still going to get the same sound effects, nothing changed there, but you do get a nice combo. I do think that using Chameleon and Kajuki up here doesn't work out so well. I would even recommend putting Tenbin and Hibetsukai since they're a little bit more visually striking for shoulder cannon types. But you just still have shoulder movement, which is pretty nice, all things considering. And overall, it doesn't look too bad. The biggest problem is this helmet, because it comes off way too easy. That's pretty much it. RyuTeiOh Kyuranger is a very strange-looking combo, but certainly not the strangest one we'll be getting for this series. I do like it, though. I think it's a good merging of the two, and it's very solid. With the 4 clips in place, 2 in the back and 2 of the legs, this combo stays together. And it's not so many clips put together at once that I feel like they will have breakage problems like the Kyuranger components. Also, Ryu Voyager not having electronics helps play into not having too much weight on Kyuranger's back. So overall, RyuTeiOh Kyuranger is a really cool combo, especially if you're somebody that had already collected the line to this point. And I noticed the Voyager, or the Tama, was out of place there just now. Anyways, that's all for these Voyagers. Let's take a look at the Tama, and then we'll wrap this whole thing up. Here we have Tamas 2, 10, and 11. So 2 belongs to SasoriOrange, and is naturally the Scorpio constellation. So here's the sliding feature. On the back, of course, you get a picture of Stinger in the cockpit, which looks really cool. And you get new sounds in the Seiza Blaster. So let's flick it on. And that is it for the Sasori Tama. Take a look at the Ryu Tama here. This is very similar to one that came with the Ryu Swader, but it is different in a couple different ways. So as you can see there, nice dragon, the Drago constellation. And there is RyuCommander inside the cockpit, which looks really cool. And you know that it's different because the picture for the one with the Ryu Swader had the dragon breath. This one has the commander in the cockpit. And this is actually a darker color than this one, which is really strange. So there you go, that's the Ryu Tama and the Seiza Blaster. It makes the same sounds in the Ryu Swader because the Ryu Swader doesn't read any Tama. Last Tama we have is Tama number 11, the Koguma Tama. There is an Oguma Tama to go with it, number 22, but it was a campaign item, and I don't have that. But you can see there, cute little bear guy. And flip it around, you can see Koguma SkyBlue in the cockpit of the Kuma Voyager. And Seiza Blaster. I do like that it says Kuma Voyager instead of Koguma Voyager or Oguma Voyager. And that's pretty much it for these Tama. Overall, I would recommend Deluxe Ryu Teio. It's a really great mecha. It's really solid, sturdy, the transformation is simple, yet still complex in areas, and personally, I'd say the Ryu Voyager is my favorite of the Q Voyagers so far. It's a really nice set, so whether you get it individually or in the box set version, I would recommend picking it up. Even if you don't have Kyuranger, the combination isn't that spectacular, so you're not missing anything out if you don't have Kyuranger. And Ryu Teio just honestly looks cooler. He's got that really nice dragon with style. And that pretty much does it for this review. Stay tuned for more Kyuranger reviews here in the near future, and check out the Soundcast every Friday night here on Soundout 12, where I talk about Kyuranger and Kamen Rider X8, Kamen Rider Amazons, Kyuranger Brave, a little bit of the news, and a little bit of my opinions, all thrown together into one show. So until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.